You're back.
Why you gotta
for
say
another
my whole
video.
name?
You know, letting the people know.
No.
But so we got him over there. I'm gonna ask you a few questions, okay?
Why are you talking like that?
I'm getting into character. Shut up. All right, we're gonna get started. I got them written on the paper. All right, so the first question is, is this your first baby?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, that was easy. First one.
It's your first baby?
Mm-hmm.
You sure about that? Okay. Oh, let's get past that, okay. How did you get pregnant?
You know, when two people
Mm-hmm.
get together,
Oh, really?
Nick.
Okay. So, when did you first realize it was time?
First realized it was time for what?
To have the guy over there,
I had contractions.
in which led to
More contractions.
mm-hmm. How did that feel?
Painful.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how does that feel?
That was they'll start off like not bad,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'd be intense, and then when they go away, it'll go back to not intense. So it'll be like slow, intense, slow.
Okay. So, are you glad you had him in Birmingham?
Where else would I have them at?
Beijing, California.
But I don't
Texas.
live there. I live in Birmingham.
I mean, just answer the question.
Yes. That's bad interview.
Yeah, that was a bad question. I'm sorry. I apologize. Next question. Who does he look like the most to you? And be honest about this.
I don't know who he look like right now. Like, when he came out, I'm like, I don't know who he look like. It's going to take time for him to grow into his features. So right now, he just look like a baby, I guess. Like,
He looks like a blank character.
okay.
Like a locked character.
If that's what you want to say.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly what I was.
Okay.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
Cut. That was all the questions anyways.
No, I have one last question. Unless you want me to keep going, because I'm going to come up with something off the dome.
Question?
The last question is, who came up with his name?
Me?
Don't sit there and lie like
I
that.
did.
Don't lie like that.
So you did?
Come on now.
Come on, I did.
So you came up with the name.
Yes.
Are we going to tell them the name?
We'll get back to you on that.
How about we show the thing you made?
No, I'm not ready for the world to see that yet.
Oh, I get that. I see you. Well, you know, I interviewed Lil Boosie back in like 2018.
If they out of line, I beat their ass. Like I beat my kids' ass.
With who? When?
Listen to me. I'm trying to be flat, okay?
You trying to what? Dang, we should have played it so we can see how loud we need to talk.
We can talk. This is now enough.
Story time.
Story time about how this came out your box. The package got delivered to.
Ooh, story time
So
about labor and delivery.
yeah.
Well, what you gonna start off with? Like
I'm gonna start off like from yesterday.
from the 13th? Cause it
Yeah,
kind of started
yeah.
from the 13th.
Ain't today? I was on my game playing Call of Duty. Warzone. Cool. Add me.
No,
I'm gonna drop it below.
on the 13th, I was doing my hair. We was just chilling, and I was getting little cramps and stuff. But I ain't think nothing of it. I was just like, Maybe they Braxton Hicks.
Why did they name it that?
I told you why. And
It's
you just,
named after somebody?
you just have to Google it. And so it was Valentine's Day, so we was still up. Cause we was still doing my hair, so we was up to like 4 in the morning. But I kept getting, I thought they was Braxton Hicks, but they was contractions, but they weren't bad. Cause it was just maybe like one every 2 to 3 hours. On the 14th, we went to sleep around 4 o'clock in the morning. Cause that's around the time we got done with my hair.
I went to sleep at 5.
After that, I was getting contractions, but like I got one maybe at 6 because I woke up and I looked at the time and I just went back to sleep. So then at 7:29, I felt the contraction. Then I had got another one at like around 7:35. So my doula, she texted me. She was like, "Hey, how's it going?" Then I went to the bathroom and I was like, I was texting like, "Oh, well, we might be having a Valentine's baby." And then I was just explaining to her like what happened and like it was like a little spot in my underwear. But then after that, I just continued to monitor my contractions for 2 hours. And during this whole process, they did get worse. So like maybe around 10, because I was going to labor at home for long as possible. But around 10 o'clock, my contractions got bad. It's Valentine's Day. And my stomach hurts. It's today.
What? What?
And so I started throwing up. See, I'm a person when I'm in pain, I throw up. So I was throwing up. I haven't eaten nothing since like, the previous night or drunk anything. Then I
Got our bag and everything. Left the bag at your house.
we could get to the hospital.
Throwing up. I skipped a lot. They wouldn't even let us in. Well, they was like telling you had to wait.
Yeah, so it was a security guard and then like
It's like, nigga, shut up.
a lady who do the checkpoint or something. We walk up there and he said something like, "You in labor," or something he was saying. And I'm like, "Yes." And then he was like, "Well, it's people in front of you to check in." And I'm like, "What? I'm in labor." And I was finna start.
Hold up, we gotta put the words up there.
Like, I was gonna start crying because I'm like, I'm having contractions and you telling me I gotta wait to get checked in because it's folks in front of me. And eventually I was like, "Go ahead." And so we had to stand right there. And then she's telling some other lady, like, to do something. And she was like, "What's your name?"
She said, Kayla.
For a second, like, I couldn't talk. I was trying to...
She said, Kayla.
No. I said my name, then I threw up in the trash can.
What I just said?
So I said my name, and I threw up in the trash can. So then she gave me a barf bag. Then she was like, "Did you call?" I was
And
like,
she was disgusted. She said,
the lady, hey, it was... She looked at, I ain't see, I'll throw up on her. She was like, "Did you call?" I was like, "Yes, I already called." So she was like, "Just go around there and sit down and wait. Somebody will come and get you."
Yikes. I still got a crust in my eye. How you feeling?
See, before this, I had already called the hospital and was like,
You was on the way?
no, I just said, I think I'm in labor. I'm having contractions. She was like, but has your water broke? I was like, no, my water hasn't broke, but I've been monitoring them for 2 hours and I've been throwing up.
I thought you had the stomach bug.
Yeah.
Stomach virus.
So when she got around there. We got in the wheelchair.
Okay, can you just push that forward?
She was like, "You sure you don't think it's a bug?" I'm like, "No." We get to the room and she was like, "Okay," the nurse or someone was like, "Well, he'll change your clothes, put on the gown, and then when you come out, we gonna check you, and then we gonna see if we need to admit you."
Where should I put this? You don't want to throw away this barf bag?
Okay, I need it. Again.
You can throw it in the toilet, right?
See like what's going on, because the whole time they think I got a bug. I'm like, this is not a bug. Like, I know I'm in labor at this point. So when she checked me, this was like 11:36. She checked me and I was 6 centimeters dilated.
She said he was 6 meters, 6, whatever, what she said? 6 meters. Is it 6 meters? 6 centimeters? I don't fucking know. Dilated or whatever. You really want to be here, huh? What was happening?
So at that point, we stand because I don't have no clothes. I don't got nothing. And I don't have his car seat. But Ladarius had his clothes and stuff, but I didn't.
You shouldn't have packed your stuff in my bag.
I was. That's what I was. We was gonna go to my house.
I should have did that. Yeah.
We was gonna go to my house and put the. But I thought we had time to go to my house because I still wanted to get his car seat. I had already packed like the stuff I wanted. I just didn't have a bag to put in it. So I was 6 centimeters, and we were like, "Oh well, let's get this thing started." Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. So then after that, we was just, waiting.
How you feeling?
So then, you nasty.
That was him.
It could have been around 12 at this point. I text my doula because we could have a doula. We could have 2 people, like a support person, a doula, and then a significant other or something.
The star of the show.
He's a liar!
I was texting her like, I'm at 6 centimeters. And she was like, wow, okay, well, I'm going to be coming, blah, blah, blah. Her contraction was hurting so bad. Because at this point, he was like moving down to my pelvis and my lower back and stuff. So they was real bad then.
Did you feel like you had to poop?
Yeah.
Like you had to drop a deuce?
Yeah, every time I got a contraction, because he was in my lower back and pelvis, it felt like I had to use number 2.
Let it out.
And so, maybe around 12, I was like, well, can you check me now and just see? So around 12, she checked.
It made a noise too.
Because she had gel on her hand, so it wouldn't.
What?
Around 12. Dang, if I can get it out. She checked me and I was like 7.5. And after that, we were just chilling. This could have been around 1 o'clock then, 1-ish area, whatever. Contractions was super bad. Like, it was bad. So at that point, I was like pressing the button, like, can she please come? Like, she need to come check me now. The nurse came in, and then my midwife who was delivering the baby came in, and then like the nursing assistant, they come there like it's a fire alarm. So we know it's about time, so we just come in and getting prepared. So at this point, when they came in, they was like, basically, when I have some contractions, I can push. You know, gets to start to push.
When you was, did it make it better?
What?
When you was having a contraction and push.
It made me think less about the pain of the contractions, because I'm trying to like do the breathing, like breathe in.
Remember, I was like, take deep breaths, and you was like, what you know?
When?
I said that.
I was doing good. They was being so hyper and cheerful. Come on, good. Keep push. You got it. Let's go again. Catch your breath. Like, you good? Like, then she was like, do you need to stop? Like,
you shouldn't have like sat on you. I mean, like squatted instead of been on your back.
I was on my side, my back. But see,
you was so mad.
When I was having my contractions, I did get over on my hands and knees, but it was hurting. Like, it didn't help. Only way I could manage it if I was on my side, which was more tolerable to me than my hands and knees. So I was like, I can handle the pain more on my side than that position. So I was like, I don't want to do it that way. Yeah, at first I was cool, like, but after I kept doing it for a while, I was like, can you pull his head out? And she was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Because he wasn't even showing. When you said, can you pull it? He wasn't even showing. Oh, he didn't even look bad. He was supposed to bust through or whatever. That wasn't even out yet. It was like a little bubble. It was still like, when you said that. You got a long way to go.
Because I was tired. From 7:30, I was up the whole time. So I was sleepy. I ain't ate, but I wasn't hungry. I wasn't think about no food. Of course you were. You wasn't doing anything.
Period.
You fell asleep while I was having contractions. You
in the morning? You told me
no, when we was at the hospital, you fell asleep in a chair, and then I made noises, and then you woke up. What? I'm like, what? What's wrong? While I'm over there, like, the most I got was maybe 5 minutes between each contraction of me just like closing my eyes. Time I contract and all this stuff, you know, the baby will go come forward, and then he'll suck back up, come forward until, you know, he just pushed down. The more I guess I pushed, the closer, because she was like, you doing so good, like, all you gotta do is just concentrate and like you control it, like don't let it control you.
I want you to tell them how you was stabbing my hand. In my
I
thigh.
didn't stab you.
You was stabbing my hand. You had your thumb deep into my hand, and then you did that to my thigh. And you wasn't even pushing when you did it to my thigh. You was just like,
I was.
like you were trying to
Every
make it hurt.
time I squeezed you, I was.
No, that time you wasn't. You said stop, and you pinched my thigh.
Oh, that's probably because I was having a contraction, but I didn't push when I had the contraction, so I was like, contract. And so this whole time we doing that, my water never broke. Like, it never
I
broke.
thought it'd be like the movies, where it's like, oh, my water broke. And then you rushed to the hospital.
No.
It wasn't like the movies.
Is anything ever like the movies? It's a
Sometimes the theatrics.
yeah. This whole time,
Dramatics.
my water never broke.
It broke when you first pushed. Because I saw a little water come out.
Yeah, only a little. This time, my water didn't really break. Like, cause this whole time I was pushing the contractions, he was still in his sack. Like, even when his head was coming out, he was still enclosed in his sack. until at the end his head popped through. Is when the back like broke and stuff, but the water still didn't come out because at that point he was in front of the water blocking it from coming out. And when his head, that was worse because there was like at this point that's like the ring of fire and it burnt and I'm like,
fire in your ass.
no, it was fire where his head was at around the area. I'm like, well, his head out, can't you just get him? But it's like she couldn't get his head because if she pulled his head it could be bad. So after his shoulders is when she would grab
and I'm
him.
watching all of this happen
and then
like his head come out.
she was like, you want to take pictures? I was like, yeah, but
I was caught up in the moment.
Didn't, because I wanted to see.
My knee locked up too and I almost fell. Like
They would have had to get you up off the floor.
Yeah, I was about to faint when I seen it. It was disgusting. I just not gonna say it's disgusting, but it was hard to watch because I don't like blood. Looking at blood, he had a lot of it too. It's like, and then I seen the head.
After his head came out, I don't want to keep pushing because it burned. I was like, oh, I just gotta push through it. And she was like, you want to grab his head? I'm like, no, just get him out.
And that's when he came out too.
That's what
He literally slid out.
Yep, because as he slid out.
As soon as his head came out, everything else.
Well, when his head came out, I stopped because it burned. So his head was just out for a second. And then after that, I pushed again, then everything. The water was coming out behind him. So it was like a water slide.
Basically.
Yeah. So then after that.
And then, voila, he's here.
That fluid and then I'm gonna squeeze behind you and just
Yep. His first poop was on me while we was on skin to skin. So it was like all over my stomach and his butt and legs. And it was,
both feet. I got a picture of it.
Yep, he pooped on me. We did a Lotus birth, but the stuff was in Birmingham. But on Sunday, the U.S. Post Office people don't ship on Sunday. So we had to wait till Monday. And they didn't even ship to yesterday because that was President's Day. So I don't know. So we couldn't do the Lotus birth because we didn't have the stuff.
Tell them that this was 100% natural.
Oh.
You didn't tell them that. No epidural.
Well, for one, I ain't have enough time to get epidural. But even if I did have time, I was gonna get epidural.
Yeah, but this was 100% natural.
Yep, natural, vaginal
you can take
birth.
Some pain, huh?
True,
Savage.
everything. Yep.
I bet I can thump you in your neck and you
Shut up. After that, we were just chilling in the room.
Yes, they do. When they first come out, too.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Y'all having some daddy and son time?
Yeah. I'm saying. You keep moving. I don't even think he up. I'm in sleep.
What he doing?
I don't know.
His eyes open?
Mm-mm.
He probably just trying to get comfortable. He learning you. He goes, smell. What do you say? He said, I'm your daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said how I feel?
How do you feel?
At least my back don't hurt no more.
When did your stomach go down?
When I work it out.
It's still like a hump. It look like you pregnant still.
I mean, yeah, he just came out. Skin to skin. They weighed him, did his footprint.
They call her Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I didn't tear at all.
I salute you.
I ain't have to get no stitches. Like, I be hearing about a lot of these people be
booty hole be tore up.
and they gave me an ice pack. Really, after that, the burning went away. Like, within that same day, a few hours actually. Am I forgetting anything?
I think that was it. It was 7 pounds, 3 ounces. You gonna be tall. I'm 6'3", and she's 5'9", so like, he gonna be like good little LeBron. Yeah. KD, he ain't even gotta look good. Women just flock off of you being tall. Ain't that right?
What the hell does it do with my labor and delivery store?
But, you know, like in the future,
Yeah,
he ain't got nothing to worry about. Oh, you gotta say like do like a little outro, like if you enjoy this, like it, share it,
What the girl said on Beauty Shop?
comment.
Hey, you want a cappuccino? Hey, if you want to see some more, I like it. I'm sleepy. Like, I'm sleepy.
Cut the camera.
But ain't that what she said?